President may also recognize the co-sponsor of the measure, a distinguished colleague from the province of Aurora, no other than Senator Sonny Angara, Mr. President.
Senator Angara is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, dear Majority Leader, for giving this bill at its time. Mr. President, it is an honor to co-sponsor Senate Bill 2407 under Committee Report 311 on this bill, which clarifies Section 27B of the National Internal Revenue Code to finally lay to rest a taxation issue that has threatened to close down many from a sector that is most important to our future prosperity and well-being as a nation, our schools. We are deeply thankful to Ways and Means Committee Chair Senator Pia Cayetano for acting swiftly and decisively on this matter and showing her deep commitment to our schools and to the cause of education, not only because she and Senate President Pro Tempore Ralph Recto authored that very important incentive for schools, 1% tax for 3 years under the CREATE law. We thank them for that. And we also thank the majority of our colleagues who have co-authored the measure. As mentioned, Ways and Means Chair Cayetano, Senate President Pro Temp Recto, Higher Education Chair Senator Villanueva, Basic Education Chair Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Gordon, Majority Leader Zubiri, of course, Senator Grace Poe, Senator Nancy Binay, Senator De Lima, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Senator Manny Pacquiao, Senator Bong Revilla, Senator Cynthia Villar, who together comprise more than a majority of the chamber, Mr. President, who have co-authored this measure. We thank them very much for their commitment. And I will just cut our speech short because the chair has explained it's a very simple bill and it works very simply. Just to put on record that since face-to-face classes have been prohibited for the last 18 months or so due to the pandemic, many private schools have suffered an unprecedented setback, and now many find themselves on the brink. According to COCOPEA, or the Coordinating Council of Private Educational Associations, marami pong private basic education schools ang nagsitigil ng kanilang mga operasyon. Possibly numbering as many as 900 po yung nagsara. And ayon din po sa PACU, or Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities, higit sa 50% sa mga paaralan na rumisponde ang nagsabi dito sa kanilang survey na sinagawa itong nakarang Abril na bumaba po ang enrollment between 10 to 50% for school year 2020 to 2021 kumpara sa nakaraang taon. At ngayon po na nagsisimula na po yung ating mga klase, Mr. President, ayon naman po sa datos ng DepEd or Department of Education nitong September 18, bumaba na po sa 2 milyon ang dami or total ng mga nag-enroll sa mga pribadong paaralan mula po sa 4.3 million na private school enrollees bago nagpandemya. This is more than half a decimation, Mr. President. Higit sa kalahati, 53% ang pagbaba ng kanilang enrollment. Kung ang private school enrollment bago ng pandemya ay 15% ng total enrollment, itong 2021 to 2022, ito ay 7% na lang po. Isipin po natin, Mr. President, na bago po sumiklab ang pandemya, naghihirap na po ang ating mga private schools dahil sa mga pagbabago ng ating sistema. Very wide-ranging reforms we have undergone in the last decade or so. We'll start with the K-12 or the Enhanced Basic Education Act, Republic Act 10533. I think, 11 or 12 years ago, Mr. President. And we'll go to the Free College Tuition or the UACTEA, Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act or Republic Act 10931. Kahit po umaray ang mga private schools dito, sumunod at sumuporta pa rin po sila sa mga pagbabagong ito bilang pagpapatupad po sa ating saligang batas na nagsasabing complementary po ang papel na ginagampanan ng ating mga public at private schools at sa ating sistemang pang-edukasyon and also as a product of our history, Mr. President. Private schools have weathered storms in previous years and are trying now to trying their best to keep their heads up amidst this pandemic. Yung nabanggit po ng ating chair, Senator Cayetano, Yung 25% na pinapataw po sa kanila would represent a 150% increase and might be the final nail in the coffin of many schools, especially in the provinces. And this would be an immense tragedy, not just for these schools, but for the nation as a whole, Mr. President. And we feel that schools should not be a casualty of this pandemic. Marami pong guro at staff ang mawawalan ng trabaho. Kasama na rin po ang mawawalan din po ng negosyo, yung mga MSMEs or entrepreneurs o malilit na negosyo na nakadepende sa mga paaralan na ito, whether upstream or downstream. Hindi lang ito taliwas sa intensyon ng Senado nung inaprobuhan po natin ang CREATE sa pamumuno po ni Senator Pia. Pinapahirapan din ito ang recovery effort ng bansa, lalong-lalo na ang pagbalik sa normal ng ating sistemang edukasyon. We thank the BIR and the DOF for finally retreating or at least withdrawing that controversial revenue regulation. And we thank the Secretary of Finance for prompting us to, or even supporting, going as far as supporting this bill. And as we said, the bill is simple. It clarifies the rate under the National Internal Revenue Code as amended by CREATE, 1% from July 2020 to June 30, 2023, and 10% henceforth shall apply to all proprietary educational institutions. This would just be enacting, in fact, the status quo since 1968, Mr. President. And we believe that the cases invoked, I think there are 2 cases, are not in point, Mr. President. And we mentioned that, we discussed that comprehensively during the committee hearing called by our Ways and Means Chair, Senator Pia. And again, we thank our colleagues, Chair Pia, Senate President Pro Temp Recto, Majority Floor Leader Zubiri, Chair Villanueva, Chair Gatchalian, Senators Binay, Po, Gordon, Pangilinan, Hontiveros, Pacquiao, Revilla, Villar, and De Lima are co-authors. Our colleagues at the House of Representatives have acted very quickly on this issue and have passed on third reading the counterpart measure last month. Hopefully, we in the Senate can do the same. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President.